only promote the truth.
Y'all already know what's going on. What y'all doing? What y'all doing out there? We running a little bit behind. You want to know why? You see that title? Look at the title. We're running behind because we wanted to give y'all this major opportunity to be the first to hear part 1 of Talim 119. Notice we had to put part 1. There's 176 verses in Talim. So I translated it, finished it today. But the review team, they jumped in there once they heard me say it on the last live when we did the part 2, I should say session 2 of 3 of the telethon. Man, they jumped in there like crazy. So when they go in there and they start doing the reviews and they go in and they do the suggestions, I got to go in and approve, disapprove, whatever. So I've been reading. I've been reading, going back and forth, looking, see what we're going to make sure everything is tight. Because you got to understand, when I'm down in the Abari, when I'm down in the Word and I'm just translating, my fingers are just moving. And I'm going, just, it's kind of, but and you'll think you're typing something and you're not. That's why it's important to have an awesome review team that's immersed into Yahuwah that can then come behind you and just watch and go, oh, that you said him in regards to Yahuwah should be capitalized there. Or you put 2 S's when you should have put 1 S. So stuff like that. So I had to go in, make sure it's tight. Now I'm thinking, based on the response of this that we have, I'm thinking that we might make this a free digital download, the entire 176 verses. Can you imagine the value in that alone? To get that as a free download? Why do we do certain chapters as free downloads? Because we're going, this is the greatest translation ever. When you read it, it's going to resonate with your soul. And you're going to go, that makes sense. And you're not going to see anything in there that can contradict with another scripture. You're not going to see it. So I've been in the trenches. I've been going all day. And sometimes I'm going to run past the announced time. Y'all going to have to bear with me on it because I'm going hard. And I'm going, I can cut it short what I'm doing and give you something else. Or I can go, well, I think they would really like to hear this. So I'll take a little extra time. Everybody take 15, 20 minutes and just chill. And we're going to be in there. All right, Brother Robert, appreciate that. Coming in strong with that super. Everybody to support our YouTube channel today. When you do supers, it supports our YouTube channel, gives a lot of extra boost to the team. You know, it's not part of the campaign. It just, that's your heart for the overall mission of promote the truth. I get some chapstick on, man. I've been going and talking. So we in there. All right. So we got something special to start this out. Brother Joe. Hold on, Brother Joe. I'm going to bring Brother Joe in. We're going to talk for a few seconds. Because he's doing a certain high-level commitment that's critical to the kingdom. Now, Brother Joe.
Shalom, family.
How you doing?
Doing good, man. Ready to go.
All right, this is, we live. So me and you ain't discussed nothing was happening. You just told me an idea you had. I said, all right, let's roll with it. What were you ready to do, Joe? What's up?
During round 1, I know you were mentioning a lot about having discipline. And this is something that I feel like Yahuwah's given me. He's bestowed upon me that type of discipline to do something that I wanted to do for him. I don't feel obligated to do this. As a lot of you may know, I have a number of tattoos. I'm like covered waist up, arms, shoulders, back, chest, all that. I had all my tattoos before I met Yahuwah. So I do believe that I have been forgiven for them, but it's something that I know I wanted to do for him in my journey, more or less, to present myself as a living sacrifice. I'm wanting to get rid of all these tattoos. I'm wanting to get rid of this dad bod I got going on. I want to get back in shape. I want to be able to present myself the best way possible for Yahuwah. Be the best that I could be for the kingdom, for this family. Because, man, I love you guys. I love you guys so much. But during that first round, we were talking about discipline, and the idea popped into my head like, hey, man, I actually have an appointment tonight for my laser treatment, working on getting these tattoos removed.
Well, hold on, time out, because some people, a lot of brand new people gonna listen to this and are already in here, and we just coming in hot from the gate. So I did a training in the scriptures out of the Tanakh translation, Brother Joe. You remember?
Yes, sir.
And we walked down, and Brother Joe was sweating.
Sure was.
Because the title has something to do with tattoos. I don't remember what the title was. Somebody ought to put the link in the chat where I covered about tattoos, because I'm starting to see like an epidemic of people getting tattoos, and I'm going, Yahuwah hates them, like for real. I proved it from scripture.
I think that's what you called it.
Huh?
That sounds about right. I feel like you're ringing a bell there. I feel like you said Yahuwah hates tattoos or something along those lines.
I don't think I said that.
I can't recall, man. If that's what it is,
maybe that's a video title. I got to come up. Maybe we take that snippet where you and I were talking. Maybe we do this one. We take a snippet and go, Yahuwah hates tattoos.
Yeah, let's do it.
Listen, he hates them for real. And I know that some of y'all got them. No, several of y'all got them. And if we leave you stuck without him coming to the earth, you're in trouble. You're going straight into the lake because you did not present your body as a living sacrifice. You dismembered it. So he gave you a look. He wants you to roll with that look. If you want to do a little things, kind of improve it, put some skincare on, you see me faded up a little bit, you can do all that. Brother Joe got a nice little clean shave, you can do that. When you start going and marking your body, he hates it. Now, here's the deal. Now that you didn't know, I should say those that didn't know, when you come into the kingdom, now that Yahuwah has come to the earth and resurrected, he treats it exactly the same as the Goyim, sign named Gentiles. Once all of a sudden they had an opportunity to come into the kingdom when Yahuwah came, and they were there sitting there, many of them not circumcised. Because you had to get circumcised. Listen, Joe, this is how disciplined Yahuwah is. On the 8th day, so on the 8th day of a child being born, which my child, on the 8th day of his birth, got circumcised. Here, Kai is a true native name. He's one of probably maybe 10 on earth that is like came in the way he came in. It's crazy, Brother Joe. You and Ebony might need to have one more, just so you have that story with one more, all right? All right, let's keep it down because I can get Brother Joe in. All right, so y'all gotta understand, when they were sitting there uncircumcised, and now Yahuwah's letting the Gentiles come in, a bunch of the Yahudim were like, y'all gotta get circumcised. Bill Henry just put the link in the chat about the tattoos. He found it. What's the title of it, Bill? Put the title, Bill. Don't just put the link, Overseer Bill. You gotta let us know what the title is. Me and Joe over scrapping for the title. He said, which he does. Good title, Joe. All right, anyway, here's the bottom line. When they came in, many of them Yahudim was like, y'all gotta get circumcised. And it created all kind of ruckus because you got grown men. You gotta go down there and cut them down by their test it. They got to go cut the layer off their penis. There's a layer that covers the penis. They had to go cut that back and circumcise. As a grown man, you're going to be in pain for several days. So they were freaking out, Joe, family. And so Kappa, Yaakov, who we talked about earlier, they all got together and counseled as what? Elders, emissaries. And they came out and they said, oh, got it. Wilson, look at that. Look at the screen, Wilson. Look at tsinfo.org. That's how you do it. Bottom left-hand corner of the screen. That's how you can participate and contribute. All right, so Elmer's got it. Yahuwah on tattoos, idolatry, and more. See, Joe, I knew I didn't come straight out fire like that. Did it feel like that, Joe? Did it feel like that?
Yeah, it was cutting for the throat on that one.
All right.
Hates tattoos,
So they came out and they said, here it is. Yahuwah is more concerned with you being circumcised in your heart. If you want to get circumcised, go ahead and do it. If you don't, just make sure you guard these commandments, keep his statutes, and let's roll on from there. So for all of you that's got tattoos, you're in the same situation. You didn't know any better, so Yahuwah winks. Now you know better. He's telling you, don't you get another one. I'm telling you right now. You get one more after you hear this, I promise you, you will not enter the kingdom. I promise you. I got this study. So don't get one more. Now, if you want to get them removed, that's completely up to you. Like some people, Joe, they're not circumcised. They're going to go get circumcised because they know Yahuwah prefers that. But you don't have to do that to get into the kingdom. So Brother Joe had all these tattoos before he knew Yahuwah. He hears this message. He's sweating bullets. And then he hears me explain what I just explained to y'all. So Brother Joe, when you heard me explain that to you, you can roll on with your wonderful, beautiful, awesome wife and beautiful and awesome kids and go on and rock on into the kingdom. But you decided to do what, Brother Joe?
I started to look into getting laser treatment and getting them all removed.
All your tattoos, you on a mission to get them removed.
All of them. All of them.
All right, so where are you at right now?
I'm actually stepping out the car because my appointment's about to start here in about 2 minutes, maybe 1 minute. We're here in Aurora,
Hold on, you
Colorado.
down at the place? You at the place?
Yeah, we're here in Aurora, Colorado. Place called Laserall. I don't know if you guys can see that from here. Place called Laserall.
I don't know what Brother Joe was gonna do here, y'all. I'm telling you, he said, I got an idea. I said, all right.
Yeah, I figure you guys can sit down and watch one of my treatments, man. They don't take long. They usually, depending on the size of the tattoo, 5, maybe 10 minutes. But yeah, I already spoke with my technician. She already knew that I wanted to do this, and so she's okay with it.
All right. So do you want to get checked in and come back in, or you just want to roll from here? What do you want to do?
Hey, I think we're ready to go. Usually, when we come in, we don't play around. We get started right away. So
you mean you walk right in and it's on?
Right in. Everybody, this is Madeline.
Hi.
This is
hey, how you? What's your name? What's your name?
Madeline.
Madeline, good to meet you. Listen, Madeline, just so you know, there's a gang of people on this live, and there's multiple thousands going to watch the recording. We've got over 214,000 subscribers to our YouTube channel.
Wow.
It's a pretty big deal, huh?
That's a pretty big deal. I'm going to blush.
So good to see you, Madeline.
This
is the room here. This is what we're working with. There's the laser. And there's the chair.
All right. So, Brother Joe, you going to do this like live in effect?
Yeah, let's let everybody see what I'm going through for us.
Who's going to do the treatment?
Madeline.
Madeline's going to do the treatment.
Wow, Madeline. You becoming ultra famous, by the way. Hey, if y'all need your tattoos removed and y'all need somebody special to do it, we're going to, get you over to Madeline, Aurora, Colorado. She'll hook you up.
Hey, man, she's doing a great job.
All right, let's see what's happening. Hey, Matt, let me ask Madeline something real quick. Can I ask Madeline a question? Can I ask her a question?
Yeah.
Because Madeline, there's several people here, they want to get their tattoos removed, but they don't know that it's kind of like the unknown. All right, so just real quick, a quick snapshot of what's the process that a person goes through, and what's the success rate of getting them removed, Madeline?
The success rate, I would say, it's a commitment. So a year and a half or more. And then so what the laser does is it targets the ink and it makes it small enough so your body immune system can break it down. Then your body's lymphatic drainage system removes it, seen as waste. So people need to come. Yeah, it's a process. So people come in every 6 weeks.
So if they've got tattoos, they can expect maybe a year and a half just to continue the process. And as that laser hits it, it's breaking it down, and your body's immune system goes and grabs it and removes it as waste.
Yes.
Man, this is awesome. All right, I'll let y'all go at it. We're going to sit back here and watch.
Been doing a pretty good job. This one's fading pretty good. I don't know.
Wow, Joe, that thing was deep.
Yeah, this one's already had 3 treatments done on it, so it's fading pretty good. It's doing all right. So I mean,
I'm amazed.
This is round 11. Yeah, it's probably gonna be well over 100 when it's all said and done. But I'm on the job, man. We're trying to get it done.
Hey, are y'all tripping that this is happening like live, real time? You know, the brother Joe, he decided to put himself out there and do it this way.
Eye protection on.
Okay, that's good.
All right, let's see what we're working on.
We know we gotta get rid of that cross, brother Joe.
Yeah,
we know we gotta get rid of that one.
Definitely, that's one of the main ones I wanted to get rid of. So, yeah, and then the image back there.
Blow him up.
We don't want to do that no more, do we? Yes, sir. So, yeah, what she's doing right now is like a very cold air.
Is that kind of like freezing it, making it more bearable?
Yeah, it definitely makes it more bearable. I wouldn't say it's necessarily freezing it, but it's really cold air, and it definitely helps with the.
Is that the purpose? Is that the purpose, Madeline, to kind of help with any type of pain? Is that to help with any type of pain?
What's that?
Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely helps with pain, because I don't think because man, it can get cold enough to where it almost numbs it a little bit, I suppose. But yeah. Anybody who's gotten tattoos, man, I'm telling you, in my opinion, this is almost times 10. It's serious. The pain is definitely a lot worse than a tattoo. So anybody getting prepared for it, like, man, you definitely want to make sure you're serious.
And again, fam, this ain't something you got. If you didn't know any better, and you found Yahuwah, if you good to let it sit there, let it sit there. If not, there's all type of laser tattoo removal services around the world now. It's really advancing, and I'm really proud of the work that they provide, because a lot of times people make decisions, they're not really informed, or they don't know what that's going to be like long term, and so now you have a chance to claw it back. Hey, we taking it back.
Taking it back. That's right.
You ready, Joe?
Yes.
And there's the laser, fam. We're going to go bust this cross up. Dang. Man, you can see it kind of hit it that quick. Dang. Everybody, y'all see that? I see it doing work right away. This is tripping me out. Y'all getting to see it in live in effect. Brother Joe over gritting his teeth. Oh, he being tough. He being tough, man. He tough. He one of them real ones. I mean, can y'all believe we're doing this? That Brother Joe, I didn't have, this was my idea. Brother Joe called me. Hey, he hit me up and said, hey, I want to do something. And I said, what is it? He said, I like to see people see me go through this process, to let them know if I can do it, they can do it if they feel inspired. That way we can take all of the mystery out of it. You seeing it live. Dang, this is amazing. He hitting it with that cold air too. Okay. Right
Yeah,
after
go there,
that.
help.
Look,
Sure.
Sister Donna going, this is wild. Hey, y'all drop some comments in the chat. How y'all feeling about what y'all seeing? Hey, you never know. Coming to promote the truth, you never know what you're going to see. But this has got to be one of the greatest witnesses ever.
I think. No, I think even that I think the way we did it, everything except for the angel, because then the angel and this.
What you doing now, Joe? What you doing now?
So everything, the whole outside part. Yeah. So she just did the cross, and now she's gonna do like
We about to bust JC upside the mug. Hey,
man, we're getting rid of that.
He about to bust Jesus getting busted. This is a trip. Y'all can't. Hey, y'all got no. This is out of this world. This is. I don't know if this has ever been done. Y'all put in the chat how y'all feel about what you see. Because a lot of people, they would never, ever do anything like this. Big shout out to Brother Joe for having the courage and the inspiration to say, hey, I'm going to lead by example. He said he wants to get his whole body cleaned up to present himself as a living sacrifice to Yahuwah in the best possible way. Sharon Harris said, this is quite a process. So glad I ain't got no tattoos. And your wife, Ebony, said, bye, Jesus. Bye.
We ain't playing that no more.
All right, here goes commentary. Great job, Brother Joe. Denise, this is inspiring. Cynthia Stewart in the building with that super. I stand in agreement with you there. Sherry Harris says, she says she's so proud of you. Hannah tell us, Brother Joe, you're honorable to Yahuwah. Darrell Williams said, great job, Brother Joe. Kadeem Elliott said, I'm proud of Brother Joe. Yeah. Nafis is laughing at my commentary. I'm telling you, Nafis, I'm just working with y'all. Hey, Brian Robertson, he said him and his wife, Eartha, love your dedication, Brother Joe. Joe, this is motivation and very encouraging. Love you, Brother Brian and Eartha Robertson. Yeah. Estelle wants to know, how long does the pain last for each session? So once you're done, how long do you feel the pain, Brother Joe?
I mean, it's a 9 right now getting it done. Once it's all done, it's only a little sore. For me, on a scale from 1 to 10, maybe about a 4 for about a day or two. And then after that,
y'all got that?
Just kind of
Estelle. So he's saying you're going to be up there while you're going through it. So count the cost. You know, some people say, oh, it's going to be, no, they telling you the truth. You're going to feel some pain. They do the best to mitigate it with that cool air. But it was painful getting it though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was painful getting it. I mean, but this is definitely way worse.
Hey, Shirley DeLuca said he was convicted. This is very heartfelt. Lorena said, Brother Joe is committed to Yahuwah. Yeah. Look at this. Jason Shepard said, I feel honored to watch this man do this because Yahuwah put his body through hell for us. He says, I'm over here sobbing, crying, Brother Joe. You're an inspiration. Damn JC to hell. Said, throw Jesus in the pit. He don't even exist anyway. I know one thing, she hitting it with that cold air. That's what I'd be like. I believe y'all bring me like I said, y'all bring me y'all gotta bring me a glacier up in here. Look at this. All the comments coming in. Daniel Bakote said, Yahuwah over everything. Cynthia said, Baruch you, Brother Joe. You're alive and you're a living sacrifice unto Yahuwah. William Pollock said, discipline. All right, Kadeem asked the question, does it leave any scars when it's all done? That session's
All
done.
done with
All right,
that
brother
session,
Joe.
huh?
Ask our
Yep.
expert there. Does it leave any scars once it's done, or does it look? Because I see some people it looks like brand new.
So if the tattoo removal is done correctly and you're taking good aftercare with it, like you're not picking at it, you're not scratching at it, it should be scar free. But if you already have a scar from the tattoo being done, like if the tattoo artist went too deep and you already have that texture, it's gonna stay there. So it'll remove the color.
Hey,
and the
that
pigment, but
to
the scar
me
will
is
stay
a
there.
great explanation. So if they get that done, they can't be scratching and itching, right? Is there any type of cream
No,
you might
and
provide, or you just gotta just hang with them?
no, we say for aftercare, keep it dry other than icing it for that day, and then the next day use Aquaphor. If it's really itchy, you can use petroleum. Petroleum kind of has a barrier. That's why we only want you to use it while you're itching, because we want the tattoo.
Y'all got it.
Laser
Y'all hearing it straight from the expert. Now look, hey, we're gonna send you a shout out. We're gonna put the name on this video, brother Joe. Send me the name of the clinic, their information, in case people want to reach out to them, because they were willing to allow us to do this live off the fly. So let's make sure we give them some credit. Shout out to our sis over there. Let them know about Yahuwah too. You know, you better roll with us now. We got some stuff happening.
For that name. Actually, look, here we go. I wanted to bring this to you.
Wow.
That says Yahuwah is my name ever. And if you look in the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 8, you learn that our creator, his name is Yahuwah.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
yeah, that's why we're doing away with anything with God or anything with Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because we've learned that those are all made up names.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned that they're pagan, that if you look into the Council of Nicaea, that there was a Roman emperor named Constantine. He made those names up. He basically invented them.
Oh.
Yes. So our Savior, his name is Yahuwah.
Hey, she said that name,
Yes,
fam.
that's where that term.
Hey, put some. Hey, watch this. Watch this. Tell her. Say, hey, watch this. I want her to see this. Can you see the chat on your phone, Joe? Joe. Joe, can you see the chat on your phone?
Yes, sir. No, I don't.
Because
I
I
don't
want her
see
to
it
see
right
us
now.
blow it
No.
up. All
I
right.
have to
Now
take
watch this. She can go back and watch the replay. Give her the link. What's her name again? Madeline.
Madeline.
Y'all put some fire emojis in the chat for Madeline. Let her know y'all appreciate her doing this with her. Madeline, you go back and look at this link. You're going to see it lit up. People supporting you, appreciating you. The people of Yahuwah, we show much love to the people that support. Thank you so much, sis, for what you did today and allowing us to come into your world and educating us. This means a lot for us. This is going to help thousands of people, probably hundreds of thousands. So big shout out to you. I might bring you in for a special one time, Madeline, because you off the hook, sis. Appreciate you. All right, brother Joe, man, you did
it. Yeah, made it through another one, man. That's 11 down. Probably, I don't know, maybe another 90.
All right. You just going to stay the course, though, right?
Hey. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then watch.
All day,
I'm
every day.
gonna go off screen for a second because make sure you clear. I want you to take 2 minutes on the fly since you did this, and you talk to the nation. You talk to the Kahal. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. I'll be back. Let's go.
Hey, family. This is considered, for me, this is an honor. Definitely feel very grateful to be in this position. I don't know, maybe I got those tattoos for a reason. Maybe it was meant for me to go through all of this. I mean, I don't know. I know it's nothing that I have to do, but it's something that I want to do to express my love to Yahuwah, to this family of believers. Anybody who calls on the name of Yahuwah, you are my brother, you are my sister. We are family. We are one in him because he said that he is one. He's the head. We are the body. So this is not just for me, not just for Yahuwah. It's for every one of you guys. If it can inspire just one of you to do something in your life, it don't even have to be tattoo removal. Can be anything you got going on in your life that you want to change for the sake of our Father Yahuwah. Man, I definitely encourage it. Definitely, I feel like it's inspiring. It's gonna help you grow closer to Him. Um, Man, I don't know. I can't really say much more than that, man. It's an honor, and feel very grateful to be able to do this, and definitely want to give a big shout out to my technician, Madeline. Appreciate
That's
her
big.
allowing us to do this, and man,
Woo, that's
yeah,
emotional too.
definitely.
Yahuwah over everything. Ain't
Yahuwah.
that right? Any parting words you want to say before I get to ripping?
No, man, I appreciate you even considering my idea, man. It's something that just popped in my head while I was driving at work. I was leaving from one stop to the next, listening to round one of the telethon, and you're talking about discipline. I'm like, man, but man, this is definitely taking a lot of discipline for what I got going on right now. Doing this for you, maybe this is something I could do for everybody and
Travis
inspire them to
Armstead
do
said, "You
something.
inspired
You
me
know.
to remove my tats." That's what he said.
Hey man, that's amazing, man. I definitely encourage it, brother. If that's something you want to do, at the very least, just make sure that we don't ever
Buddy
get
said
another
he's
one.
crying
All
for
right?
joy over there. Shout out to our awesome, incredible warrior, servant warrior, Mr. Joe Carden. Y'all put some fire emojis in the chat for my brother Joe. Let him know y'all love him. Y'all appreciate it. Put some fire emojis in the chat. Hey, I'm about to go rock for you. You got me on. I'm going to another level just because of you. Love you, man.
Yes, sir. I'm a car, man. I'm only like 9 minutes
We'll
from
catch
my
you over
house
there.
where I'm
You the
at right now, so I'm
best.
gonna hop in the car. I'm gonna catch the
Love
rest of the
you.
telethon at the house, man. I love
Woo!
you guys.
Woo! Is that crazy, y'all? What? That's like bizarre. Joe went in deep. I promise y'all. I did not know exactly what he's gonna do. I got that relationship we've been building. He says, I'm gonna be at the tattoo center. I didn't know if he was gonna say, hey, I'm getting ready to go in. I just want to let y'all know. That's pretty much what I thought was gonna happen. I had no idea. We were gonna see it live, a tattoo removal service. Man, I ain't never seen it in my life. That's the first time I ever seen it. You see him doing like you can see like little commercials, but to see it live, come on, y'all. That's big. So he felt inspired. He's been one of the biggest supporters of the entire True Scriptures movement from the beginning. Him and his awesome wife, Ebony, and their kids are so beautiful. You got to see their kids. They'll be screaming Yahuwah, loving on Yahuwah, and it's great. So I'm just proud to be able to share that moment. I got another special surprise for y'all tonight. I think I got Sister Sherry and Sister Melanie coming on. They're gonna let me know when they can get on. Melanie's in transit, so we'll get her in here. But man, I'm so fired up. Aren't y'all fired up? To warm up and get this session started like that? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go through different things. And it's gonna be all these different things we go through. All of these and all of that and all of these different things. So we just gotta be ready for all of these things. What y'all gonna do with that? I'm hitting you with the instrumental. Giving you a little flavor. Let's mix it up. I want y'all to hear that violin. Man, y'all didn't know I was gonna hit y'all with that one. We coming at you from different angles. Y'all ain't never just heard that instrumental. Maybe I gave y'all a little taste a while back. But you know, when you hear that, that's what's gonna be awesome is from now on, you'll start hearing those instrumentals come out. You go, I know that. Ebony said, "That's your baby Nene. That's the favorite song." Hey, you don't know which one's gonna strike, you know. We got different things going on over here. Promote the truth, you know what I'm saying? And what you saw Brother Joe do is
I've walked through the flames, felt the heat on my skin, faced every trial, didn't know where to begin. But through all the hurt and the battles I fought, Yahuwah was with me every step that I walked. When the fire was burning, I held on tight, kept my eyes on the truth, kept Yahuwah inside. Through the fire I was tested and tried, but Yahuwah's hands never left my side. He carried me through the flames and the pain. Now I stand stronger, no longer the same. Through the fire with faith as my guide, I came out gold with Yahuwah's light inside. I felt the heat rising, but I didn't fall. The flames roared loud, but Yahuwah heard my call. When the world turned dark and hope seemed far, His love was the light, my guiding star. When the fire was burning, I held on tight, kept my faith strong, walking in the light. Through the fire I was tested and tried, but Yahuwah's hands never left my side. He carried me through the flames.
Man, look. Y'all saw me give y'all a little prep. I had Sherry and Melanie down in the bottom so y'all can see them. They about to come in here. They about to come in here. And Yahuwah just came and tapped me and said, look, it's about time to bring them in for this special segment. It's about time. But before I bring them in, I want y'all to know that us three, them two, with me, they've helped hold me down through all that fire. All them shots they was taking at me. They knew that I had to be great at one thing. And they were sitting there rocking with me as I was swerving with them. They had me swerving.
Swerve, swerve, oh yeah, I'm dodging the lies. Swerve, swerve, I'm rising above, reaching the sky. Swerve, swerve, no stopping my flow. Swerve, we Yahuwah in me, I'm ready to go. Swerve, oh yeah, I'm riding in my lane. Got no time for the fake. Ain't no time for it. Dodging distractions. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake, baby. Try to pull me down, can't stop me, no. But I'm on my grind. I got my eyes on my forehead. Every step I take, let's go. Yahuwah's got me aligned. Switch it up. Tuned into the truth, young, crystal clear, crystal clear. No fear in my heart, got my purpose near, got my purpose near. You can keep your noise, I ain't in that scene, I ain't in that scene. I'm moving past limits, rocking my dream, rocking my dream. Oh, they thought I'd fall, that I fall. Thought I'd lose my pace. Nah, never. But I'm running strong. That's right. Now I'm in first place. Number one. Every turn I take, all around me. Every move I serve, I can see it all. I'm switching the game. Now watch me swerve. Swerve, oh yeah, I'm dodging the lies. Swerve, swerve, I'm rising above, reaching the sky. Swerve, swerve, no stopping my flow. Swerve, we Yahuwah in me, I'm ready to go. Swerve, swerve, I'm cutting through all the doubts. Swerve, swerve, swerve. Living this life, I figured it out. Swerve, swerve. Watch me hit the curve. Swerve, swerve. This is my time, now watch me swerve. Yeah, the road gets wild, but now I'm in control. Navigating.
These songs are so blazing. It's hard to grasp it. If y'all don't understand what's happening. It's masterpieces being dealt. You got like royal flushes coming out every time we would drop a song. And when I told you that these two, they made sure they saw me dodging the lies. We swerving, man. We were swerving. I want to bring them in because we've been swerving so much. And we've been swerving for years together. How we do it?
Swerving, that's right.
Swerve away.
Swerve, man. Get over here. Hey, watch out. It's coming from this angle, that
I'm
angle.
good at it. One-handed now.
All right, I caught y'all with the team in the trenches because I got up at 4:45 a.m. this morning. And I finished Talim 119, which is massive.
Massive. Yes.
And y'all was all up in, and what most people don't know is it deals with the Aleph Bat, aka the alphabet, with Talim 119. So who knows? But I'm gonna dial y'all in. I'm gonna do on part 2. I'm gonna dial y'all in and let y'all understand what was the purpose of the Aleph Bat in Talim 119. But anyway, just a short segment. Sherry, Melanie, y'all back in there going nuts, watching all this unfold. What are y'all feeling? I don't know, because we don't like talk face because we busy working, right?
Right.
What y'all feeling? Come out. What y'all feeling? Oh.
Well,
can you hear me first?
We hear you great.
Okay. Go ahead, Sherry.
Well, for me, it's been, it's whoo, you are burning it up. I mean, you have just like bam, 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 slamming the Psalms out there like 5 chapters at a time. And it's like, it keeps us busy. So I know you have to be nonstop. I mean, I know what you have to be going through to put out there what you're putting out there. As often, I mean, it's every day. You're putting at least 5 chapters a day.
Yeah.
At least. That's a lot, guys. I mean, that's a lot. But every time, for me, when I read Duiyd, he was strong. Most every psalm I read, Jay, I'm reading about you. It is, when I read it, I think this is exactly what we have seen, me and Mel and a few others have seen Jay go through for years and years and years. So to be able to read it and understand how Duiyd overcame lets me know how you have overcome. And what it has taken for you to overcome all the arrows that have been thrown at you. And I, for one, am very grateful. Not that it happened, but that I've been there to try to step in front of as many arrows as I can.
Sure have.
To protect you and your family from those arrows. So I appreciate being here.
Love you so much. Thank you, sister. Mel, you heard your sister. What you feeling? What's going on in your spirit?
She stole the words right out of my mouth.
I told you to go first.
Well, then I would have been stealing the words right out of your mouth.
That's
so
right.
Vice versa.
Where'd she go?
We lost Mel.
I think she hit something. Wow, she's gonna come right back in.
She'll be right back, I'm sure.
I mean, but seriously, Sherry, I mean, this is.
It just all of them have been. Yeah, every time I read one, I'm like, well, there's Jay. It's like, everything that a lot of what Duiyd went through, I have seen you go through, and I have seen you overcome, and I have seen you become. I thought you were strong before, like I really did. I was like, I've always said that's the strongest man I've ever seen or known personally.
Yeah.
And then just to watch how you personally have grown in your belief and in Yahuwah and in your strength and in your, it's every bit of it. I mean, like I said, I thought you were strong before, but you have like quadrupled where you were before, and I couldn't believe where you were before. So it's like out of the realm that I can even imagine.
Kind of like Melanie just shot out the realm. She was rocking and went.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, no,
We lost
but
it.
yeah,
She hit a button.
I'm back now, right?
You're back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I agree that the first time I met you, Jay, is in Phoenix, Arizona. We know where that was. And I introduced myself, and you said to me, I know exactly who you are. And that kind of like made me step back and go, whoa. And from that moment on, it has been brother and sister. It wasn't necessarily brother and sister in Yahuwah yet.
Right.
But I had your back. And I determined right then and there when I first met you and the circumstances under how I met you, with all of those arrows coming at you. And it wasn't just you, it was other people, but you mainly. I said to myself, this is wrong. This is not right. And I was like, Sherry, you know, I'm going to take as many areas as I can. And first and secondly, I'm going to stand in front of you, and you have to get to you. They got to come through me.
Mm.
And I meant that when I said it, and I still mean it.
Right.
I've got your back 100%. And when I read Talim, I'm like Sherry. I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that with our brother Jay. I can see that. And most recently, I can see a lot of it with me.
Yes.
Yes.
You got to go through that fire too, ain't you, sis?
I have not the fire you've gone through. Maybe inherited a little of your fire at times.
Like rubbed off, fire rubbed off on you.
The swerve.
Yeah, we swerved. No.
But yeah, it's been since the end of December, and you know, it's when you're somewhere where you don't want to be, but you're also where you want to be because you don't want to be where you were, and things are going on, and as I'm editing that, it gives me comfort. So I hope when you're translating and you're reading it, Jay, it gives you comfort too.
It does.
You know,
it's
because
like you're learning, you're getting trained, and you're getting inspired, and you got emotions going on. And what I find, Sherry and Melanie, man, tell me how you feel. I literally feel me getting closer and closer to Yahuwah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as I'm editing, I'll read something and then I'll read it, and then I'll kind of like look up and I'll say, Yahuwah, see, I'm saying this too. Did you hear? You know, I'm reading what Duiyd wrote. You heard him, you know, 2,000, 3,000 years ago write this. You know, I'm saying this now for you, that I am repeating his words.
You feel his words in your life.
I do.
Definitely.
Sherry, you like saying you feel his words in your life.
He's teaching us. Through his words, he is teaching us how to do what he did and how to overcome the obstacles like he did. I mean, it's teaching if you read it and really follow him and understand his words, which are very easy to understand in your version. He's teaching us exactly what to do.
Hey, now you too. Now y'all been reading the scriptures for years. Y'all done read Psalms, Talim for years. What's the difference now? that you're going through the True Scriptures translation as Yahuwah's letting me go through this?
Two things for me. First of all, it's easier for me to understand. But now I'm just not reading it to say, okay, I read that chapter, mark the page so I know where to pick up tomorrow. Now when I read it, I'm absorbing it. I'm internalizing the writings, not just with the Tanakh, but also, you know, with when I was doing the Adash. You know, it's not just reading it, it's absorbing it. And it's like when you read a verse, you know, you saw me yesterday. I always go, okay, let me back up a few so I can see what's going on here, see what the flow is.
Yeah.
What is exactly, where is that pointing? Yeah. And then sometimes it points in more than one direction. Yeah. So, you know, when I read, as I'm editing, I'm absorbing. And I will go back after it's edited and I'll read it again. And sometimes it's, you know, I'm like, oh, well, maybe it means it this way. Because even though it's done correctly, the edit is done correctly, the translation is done, and then the edit's done, and I read over Sherry's edits, and then I add my 2 cents worth, or vice versa. I read over it, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's spot on. And I'm like, do you hear that? I'm saying that now.
How do y'all, like, these are 2, there's more, guys. These are 2, and there's people that they don't know that's watching what they do. See, there's people that they don't know. I got people that's been with me for so long, they say, let us be ultra silent and just over. I said, all right. And they are always, they're like, these ladies are off the hook. They blown away by y'all. Like, how do y'all feel? Let me ask the Kahal out there listening in. How do y'all feel having, here's at least 2. Now I'm gonna ask him a question, y'all. Sherry, are you immersed into the name of Yahuwah?
Yes, I am.
Melanie, are you immersed into the name of Yahuwah?
Yes, I am.
Who is the only Savior in the world, Sherry?
Yahuwah.
Melanie, who's the only Savior in the world?
Yahuwah.
Is there any other names that you call on for salvation?
No.
Do you pray in any other name?
No.
How y'all feel, Kahal family, knowing that there's at least, that you see it, 2 of them, and they're reviewing the translations, but they're immersed into the name of Yahuwah? How y'all feel? I want to see the chat. Put it in the chat how you feel. Watch this. It's going to be interesting. See that? You see that? I cherish and love your brother Jay, sister Sherry, and sister Melanie. All right. Y'all tell me how you feel knowing. See, how many times, who translated King James? Who translated the NIV? Who translated the New American Standard? Who translated the Amplified? Y'all didn't get to know none of them people. And it's a fact that none of them called on the name of Yahuwah.
Right.
None of them. You sitting here in real life. You want to talk about a reality show. You're here in real live time watching a translation. We don't hide nothing from you. Don't make me pull out receipts because I do it from time to time. Just to make sure to keep you straight.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. They're blowing it up. They're blowing y'all up.
I don't feel like, for me, if I wasn't immersed in Yahuwah, I wouldn't want to read the word.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to be tasked with that. Because I wouldn't want to make it
inspire something, Sherry. And Melanie does the same. Sometimes I'm in the trenches, and then I put that translation up, and that zings every part of what you thought you had from before. And both of you, at some time or another, will go, can we talk about this?
This is true. This is true.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But
what
you
happens? Talk to me about that.
You know, though, when we called on the name of Yahuwah, when everyone who called upon the name of Yahuwah and was immersed into the name of Yahuwah and not just immersed, but accepted the fact that Yahusha is Yahuwah, and we were immersed, we received something. We now have the Ruach in us.
That's right.
And so when I'm editing, sometimes I have to call upon it and say, what should this be?
Ooh.
And Sherry, if you're like me, you hear it. You hear it. It's just immediately, it's just like a voice goes into your head.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not something that I'm thinking. It's something that, oh, okay, I see it now.
Mm-hmm. There's been several instances, and Jay knows this, that I'll read it and I'll talk to Jay and I'll say, just like for, he'll put a Hebrew phrase in there, or he won't put a Hebrew phrase in there. And I'll read it and say, I'm thinking if we put the Hebrew words here, it would have more impact.
Yes.
So I look for a lot of that. Like, where is that going to make an impact on people reading the truth? You know, to me, when you can put the Hebrew words there and make it make sense in the process,
right?
It has an impact. So I'm constantly,
because now you're getting the original.
I'm looking for that kind of things that I can ask Brother Jay about, to say, hey, is this a place where we could possibly use Hebrew words, and with the also known as out beside of it. So that's the things I like to look for. And without Yahuwah, I wouldn't have that.
No, you wouldn't know to ask that.
I wouldn't know to ask that. So it's, for me, I am just so honored and grateful that I am immersed in him and that I get to be part of this process, because I'm learning Hebrew, not necessarily the alphabet Hebrew, but a lot about Hebrew.
Hey, y'all getting pretty close, though. Y'all getting pretty close in the alphabet.
How it's spoken, and how to pronounce a lot of things.
Because y'all come back to me and go, doesn't the A go in between them two letters? I'm like, look at them.
Exactly. Well, here's another example, though, on this flip side of that coin. When we were going through the different measurements of the ark,
Hey, Mel, this is gonna be the greatest description of the ark the world's ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is true. But when I read all those other versions of the quote Bible, it had those words in it. It had cubit, it had epeth, and all of those other words in it. And I was like, well, how much is that? Well, guess what, folks? You're going to know exactly what it's equal to.
Exactly. And it's scrubbed.
Now you're going to know just exactly how
and you're
long.
going to know the difference between a royal inch,
cubit, a royal cubit, and a royal
cubit, and a standard. We don't scrub it from every angle. So, like, all these scriptures, these verses are highly scrutinized, because you've got two high-level professionals that in their profession, their job is to catch stuff. Like, Sherry works for the state of Kentucky, the government, and she has to scrutinize and audit. Melanie, 40 plus years as a professional teacher, they're used to scrutinizing detailed things. That's why I'm like, Yahuwah, you calling them? And I just asked you, I said, I believe Yahuwah is calling y'all for this. I don't know. Y'all can tell me what you think. So let's close with this so I can get into some of these awesome scriptures they're waiting on. What did it feel like when you knew that Yahuwah was calling you for this?
For me, it was a little daunting. I won't lie. It was like, okay, because I believe in scriptures, and I believe the part where it says you don't change none of that. If you do, you're gonna die. So me putting myself out here, even though you're transcribing,
Right.
I'm part of that process.
Right.
Which means if I intentionally change anything that should not be changed, I'm risking myself.
Yes.
So I'm very, very diligent when I'm proofing. I don't just haphazardly put something in there. I'm very purposeful when I do it because I really don't want to die right now. So I want the kahal to know that we are very diligent in what we're doing. And what you get in your hand, you need to know has been scrubbed forward and backward. And we believe that it is Yahuwah's words. Totally.
Yeah.
You have no idea how many times that because I'm 2 hours behind Eastern Standard Time right now, and pretty soon it's going to be 3 hours again because we don't change our clock, we change the time zone. We swerve the time zones.
I'll swerve the time zone.
But and there'll be times when I'll text her and I'll say, "Are you up?" And she'll say, "I am now." Well, I have a question. And she opens up her computer on page 241. I want you to look at, chapter blah, 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 verse blah, blah, blah. This is what this says to me. What does it say to you? She'll read it and she'll go, "Oh, you got a point there," or vice versa, So we will talk things through, together before we even, make a change sometime. But when you asked the question about how did we feel when we knew we'd been called to do this, you kind of nailed it on the head when you said it was just kind of like brushed up against me, felt the cloak, and I didn't look right or didn't let. Okay, one way or the other. Wow. It was like, okay.
Do y'all feel fulfilled? Do you feel happy? Do you feel burdened? Like, how do you feel overall?
No, there is not a burden to me. Not one bit.
Not burdened one bit.
Grateful that I get to go through this. It's just because not only am I helping the kahal, I am growing in myself, and I too am learning just from what I'm doing. So I'm just grateful.
Same. So grateful. But at the same time, I feel very humble. It humbles me to know that Yahuwah has really put this challenge upon me, because if he didn't think I could do it, you wouldn't have known that to have asked me. Right. And the same thing with Sister Sherry. If he hadn't told you she was capable, she wants, she needs to do this, she can do it, she has the ability to do this. So that humbles me to know that Yahuwah, our creator, told you, pick these 2 ladies.
Yeah. It's a trip, man. Hey, you never know when he's gonna call. I just want everybody to put some fire emojis in the chat for our awesome 2 sisters. Blow them up, because they giving all they got in their part. There's many people, but I want y'all to hear from some people that y'all know. Many of you that were at Statutes, you spent time. Both of them were in Colombia at Statutes. Y'all got to hang out with them. Y'all got to eat with them. You got to talk with them. They're real humans. We're not robots over here. Mm-hmm. We're not AI. So y'all got to do it. I mean, it was awesome. So put some fire emojis in the chat. Let them know that you love them, you appreciate them, you care for them. I'm about to go in and start Talim 119.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Y'all the best ever.
We love you all.
That's awesome, man. Isn't that the bomb to do that? Yahoo put that on my heart. To have, Brother Joe reached out. I said, all right. Didn't know what he was going to do. And I didn't know what they were going to talk about. I just knew that it would be great for y'all to hear from some of the people involved in the process that's watching over this stuff, you know, and has been through the fire with me. Like, that's why I'm telling y'all, like, these ladies have full lives, high level professionals, very successful in what they've done, been very favored financially. And them ladies there, they've had front row seats and they have seen people, institutions, governments attack me and Lena. And because they knew us before Yahuwah now, it's another thing if you've been rocking with Yahuwah. But before they knew Yahuwah, they were like, this ain't right. We willing to die. Because they know how good we've been to people. Lena and I, we love on people in general. We don't mess with people. We love on people. If anything, we go over and above to help people. And they saw it. So I believe Yahuwah used them as witnesses. So none of y'all out there, you haters, y'all can't get past them. I got a whole gang of them. That's just two of the many that you can't get past them because they got a front row seat. And they've seen it all. They know everything you can imagine, what you can think about how people have drugged us. And they will tell you that those scriptures are true. When it says they will hate you because of me. So if you're a real one, you're going to get some hate. Many of y'all ain't even scratched no real hate. You ain't been through no type of real persecution at all. You think you've had some. You ain't been through that upper level. And the reason I go through it is because I know how to transmit the real word. And any of the real ones, all the prophets, they hated. Many of them they killed. Now imagine that. You over here rooting for all these prophets and those people got killed. And what did they do wrong? Nothing. Not a thing wrong, other than they knew Yahuwah's truth. And they brought it to the earth. And what did he say? All them prophets came before and you killed all of them. They always want to kill the prophets, the emissaries. The earth in its demonic state wants to kill us. But times are changing. I'm going in. I believe y'all want to hear. Y'all want to know something about the real Talim? This is I said part one, because I didn't have a clue how many sessions it's going to take. So we might have to extend the telethon over the weekend. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to read several verses, and then I will think about if we got to extend like tomorrow or Sunday or something, because Talim 119 is just off the charts. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull it up. I'm just going to start reading, and I'll feel Yahuwah. He'll tell me when to stop. He'll tell me when y'all been filled up, y'all have had enough for that session. Talim, let's get to 119. I'm pulling it up right now, and I got to get to 119. I'm scrolling. The team been scrubbing because I don't see any edits all the way through. I'm at 89. I'm at 90. And we done went back and forth, all the different scrub on it. It looks good. Would y'all like for us to put this up on the digital scriptures, all of Psalms? Wouldn't that be cool? 106, we're still clean. All right, Melanie, you got a note on 108. Melanie, 108, chapter 108, verse 5. I've got a question for you in there. Go look at that. 108, Melanie. 108, verse 5. We got to get that. I need Sherry, you look at it too. We need to make a decision on that word. I need to know how we did that word in the Berita Dash. So y'all getting in on the translation process. I'm in 118, I'm in 119. Aleph. The unique thing is it does the Aleph bat. So the first 8 verses are connected to the Aleph, the A, right? Favored are those whose way is blameless, who live by the law of Yahuwah. Favored are those who guard his commandments and seek Allure with all their heart. Can y'all still hear me? I want to make sure this thing is still going live. I don't know if y'all hear or not. Y'all let me know. Just the mic check. Put something in the chat if y'all still here. I don't know if we dropped, whatever. I just want to make sure the chat, and make sure I'm live. I'm going in. I don't want to just to be talking to myself. Checking everything. We still live. We still streaming. It's deep. Waiting for the chat. Amber says she's so honored to be here. All right. Lorena said yes. Buddy said yes. Y'all hear me? All right, we good. It got a little quiet in the chat. Y'all must be thinking. All right. First 8 verses of 119 are the Aleph. So favored are those, verse 2, who guard his commandments and seek Allure with all their heart. Do you do that? Do you seek Yahuwah the Allure with all your heart? Do you guard his commandments? If so, you are favored. Yes, there is no unrighteousness in them. See, once you live by the law of Yahuwah, once you guard his commandments and you seek him with all your heart, Duiyd said there's no unrighteousness in those people. They walk in Alluah's ways. You have commanded that your ways are to be kept and observed diligently. That's what Duiyd says of Yahuwah, that Yahuwah's ways are to be kept and observed diligently. If you stay in here with us, with promote the truth, you're going to love your life. You're going to get clear. You're going to get happy. I promise you, you're going to get to happiness. You might have to shred off some stuff. You might have to get rid of some people. It might be a process, but if you just don't let go, in a short few months, it ain't going to take no years. This is going to happen in a matter of months, declares. I declare in the name of Yahuwah. I declare in the name of Yahuwah. It don't take you years. It takes you no longer than months. So it's done in less than a year. Then you're going to get to feel this. But you're going to have to be diligent. Verse 5, he says, I do not stray from your laws. Then I will not be put to shame when I respect all of your commandments. He says, if I respect all of your commandments, impossible for me to be put to shame. I give thanks, verse 7. I give thanks to you with a righteous heart as I learn your righteous judgments. Now, what's going on all through 119, this is very personal with Duiyd and Yahuwah, and you really can learn Duiyd's commitment, his thought process, and the ways of Yahuwah. He's telling us how Yahuwah rolls. He says, I give thanks to you with a righteous heart as I learn your righteous judgments. It goes back to the earlier lessons today. Many people run out too fast to try to lead, and they don't learn Yahuwah's righteous judgments. How's Yahuwah going to react? How's Yahuwah going to feel? You got to know him. Verse 8 to finish the Aleph. I will observe your statutes, so do not forsake me. Why y'all think we teach you those 4 key areas of salvation? We teach you Yahuwah's name above everything. Guard the commandments, the feast days. And we teach you about the food laws, and we're getting ready to dial that in more because we got to make sure we got the statutes all involved in the 4th part. Just give me some time, I'll dial it in. But the statutes are still here. They're not going to teach you that in no Christian church. They're not going to teach you this nowhere else. You're not going to get taught the ways of Yahuwah's statutes that still remain. Duiyd says, I will observe your statutes, so don't forsake me, Yahuwah. You got to talk to Yahuwah like this. That food laws, that's a statute. The bat, A, now you got your B, the bat letter of the alphabet. Young people can keep their past pure by obeying your word. Now, what if we teach children that from the beginning, even before they can fully understand, you talking to them? My son is being taught to obey the word of Yahuwah. That way he can keep his past pure. We can cut down on all this pain he would normally have to go through that many of us went through. Verse 10, because we're going to go 9 through 16, we'll take care of the bat, the second letter in the Abari alphabet. With my whole heart, I have sought after you. Help me to guard your commandments. Why is Duiyd leaning on that so much already? 11, I have studied your word with my heart very carefully so that I will not sin against you. Duiyd is saying, I got to make sure to study what you want me to do so I don't sin against you. Yahuwah, verse 12, you are worthy to be praised. Teach me your laws. How many of y'all are getting up and saying, Yahuwah, teach me and give me the insights of your laws? 13, with my lips, I will declare all the ordinances you have spoken. Are all of his ordinances gone? No, just the sacrificial ones. But you got to learn how to know them. We will teach you his ordinances. This is beautiful. 14, I rejoice in the ways of your instructions more than any kind of wealth. Discipline, 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 discipline. Sister Amber's in the building. That's my real sister there, Amber House. She said, I love this. Why, Amber? See, Duiyd says, no matter how much money, he's wealthy. I rejoice in your instructions more than all this money you give me. 15, I will meditate on your precepts and keep my focus on your ways. What he's saying is, Yahuwah 17:3, this is eternal life, that you must know Yahuwah and Yahuwah Mashiach, whom he sent. You understand? Duiyd is saying, I got to know you, Yahuwah, so I'm going to meditate on your precepts. How do you think about things? I'm talking to Yahuwah like I'm talking to y'all. Oh, how do you think about that? What are we doing here, Father? How you want me to do that? And then I got to study his precepts. His precepts are how does he look at a thing? Like all of you, if you didn't know no better, you would have judged Noah. Y'all would have mocked him. Hardly anybody here would have picked that Naha was the only one on earth that Yahuwah. If you go study Noah, you, almost all of you, and I learned not to do it. I learned by me studying Yahuwah, I learned not to judge people incorrectly. I studied his ways, his precepts, the ways of Yahuwah, his precepts, so that when I look at things, I don't look at them through the eyes of the world. I look at them. Why did Yahuwah say he looked through the whole earth, but he could only find one, Naha? But when you study Naha loved to get his drink on. Naha would get his drink on. Now you take all these Christians, all these holier than thou people, and you go, he over there sipping some liquor. He got him a little whiskey. He over there got a little yak. He got some cognac. Oh, how he gonna yak? He gonna get in. Everybody else getting drowned. Naha over there got a little party going on with his drink, but he loved Yahuwah with all he got. And he didn't go outside them commands, the ways of Yahuwah, before the commandments. He knew Yahuwah's ways. He loved to get his drink on. Michaela, think about that. You would have judged him, all of you would have judged him. Unless you study Yahuwah to go, Yahuwah, he don't care if you get your little drink. He care if you get drunk to where you don't know what the hell you going on. You get to the point where you don't know what the hell's going on. And you buck wild. You don't feel good about that. You stay within the confines, know your limits, but you love Yahuwah with all you got. You promote him with all you got. You stand 10 toes, 10 knuckles, what Brother Daniel say, elbows. Man, Yahuwah. As the people came to Sukkot, we had a blast. Asked Sister Renee, we was out there having a blast. She kicking in the pool, having a good time. Got a little umbrella drink. People like, man, they having a blast. But guess what? We ain't raucous. Wait a minute. I will observe your statutes. Okay, here we go. So he said, I rejoice in your way, in your instructions more than any kind of wealth. I will meditate on your precepts and keep my focus on your ways. I will delight myself in your statutes. I will not forget your word. What y'all getting out of this? He keep doubling down. Yahuwah, I'm going to statutes, ways, ordinances, your word. He going in on it. He going in. One second. Is this helping anybody? Is this helping anybody? Give me 1 second. Got a call coming in. Lena's about to get back here with Kyle. 1 second. Like this should be like y'all should be getting something. We on the bot. Olive, the bot. Verses 1 through 16. Gamo, the G, third letter. Don't be thinking about the English alphabet. You'd be jacked up. This is the real foundational alphabet. The Gamo, 17. Be generous to your servant. He's talking to Yahuwah. So that I will live and observe your word. Brother Joe, you getting this? Duiyd talking to Yahuwah like this? I talk to Yahuwah the same way. You know how I talk? Well, you know why I talk to Yahuwah the same way? Because I studied Duiyd a long time ago. I didn't let it go over my head that Yahuwah said, this is a man after my own heart. 18. Open my eyes so that I will see the wonders that come from your Torah, which is your law. Man, oh man. Even though I am a foreigner on earth, Duiyd said, I don't feel like this is my home. He said, even though I'm a foreigner on earth, do not hide your commandments from me. Hannah, he going back in. Why did he keeps talking about ordinances, commandments, statutes, precepts over, over, and over, and over again. Stacy, watch this. 20. I am continually consumed and desire to know your ordinances. You have rebuked the proud. They are cursed because they wander away from your commandments. Y'all catching a theme? Tell me when you catch. Put it in the chat once you getting a theme. You should already be learning now. Through these first 20 verses, you should be picking up a pattern of 119. The longest book, the longest chapter in all the scriptures. I have kept your commandments, verse 22. He's right back on it. I have kept, look, first he said, you rebuke the proud. All them arrogant, proud people, all y'all think y'all got it going on? You think you can live on grace? Yahuwah rebukes you. Matter of fact, you are cursed, he says. They are cursed because they wander away from your commandments. You say the commandments are done, so you're cursed. That's a fact. There's no way around it. You are under a curse. Snap out of it. Get out of the curse. You crazy? Was I crazy ever to be out of the commandments? Let somebody teach me to get out of the commandments? Put me in a curse? How do we know? Look at your life. Look at all the hell you went through unnecessarily. The wrong kind of hell. There's a righteous hell and there's the wrong kind of hell on earth. He said, because you wander away from your commandments. But then Duiyd comes back in verse 22 and says, I have kept your commandments. So do not let them sneer at me and insult me. Now he's saying, Yahuwah, come up, put something on them for me. They over here chiming me, messing with me. Hey, I keep your commandments. Put it on them, Yahuwah. You can't say it unless you do what he's doing. 23, even if rulers, now this is definitely personal to me. If you stand on this front line, it's coming to you. You think you're going to get through here nice and smooth and easy without any press? You are out of your mind. You want to get up here with the real stuff and know the real stuff of Yahuwah, you're going to get pressed. Here's what I've been through, what Duiyd's been through. Sherry, Melanie, that's why they know it. Even if rulers, that's governments, corporations, name them. Even if rulers gather and scheme against me. I remain your servant and meditate on your statutes. What y'all gonna do with this? Ma'am, Sherry. That verse right there. That verse right there. Send me a message on that, Sherry, ma'am. What y'all think about that verse? Talim 119, verse 23. Hold on. Lena's right there. 1 second. Lena handling business out there. Let's see it quick. Bam. My wife got it. I said, I'm still in the trenches with the people. She goes, baby, I got it. Bam. Shout out to my wife. Woo, I got a real one. Now, wait a minute. He said, even if the rulers, the governments, they drag you into courts, they drag your name through the mud, they gossip on you. He goes, I will remain your servant, Yahuwah, and I will meditate on your statutes. What statutes? What statutes? Them food laws, statutes. There's some more. What do you think Brother Joe's dealing with? Don't get no tattoos. That's a statute. Statute. If you meditate on it, you won't get involved in it. 24, we're going to finish up the gamel. We're on the third letter of the alphabet of the Abari. Your commandments are my greatest joy. I use them to counsel myself. Duiyd said, I use the commandments to counsel myself. I use the commandments to counsel myself. They'll keep you straight. You got to meditate on them 10 commandments. They should be hung up throughout your house. You should be looking at them. Teach them to your kids so you don't get messed up. The Dalit, fourth letter. Brother Daniel just gifted out 20 memberships to support the channel. Shout out to Brother Daniel. We're on the fourth Abari letter. The Dalit, the D. My life seems like it is stuck in the dirt. Now you're going raw with Yahuwah. Yahuwah, I'm going through some stuff. But see, he ain't out here screaming out in the street. He talking to Yahuwah. Many of y'all want to call somebody up. Man, I'm going through some stuff. You're supposed to take this to Yahuwah. My life seems like it's stuck in the dirt. Quickly make me alive again according to the promise of your word. See, Duiyd is using the scriptures to have Yahuwah assist him and help him because he's meditating on the scriptures. He knows he can go to Yahuwah and say, Yahuwah, there's these promises. What promises? See, I can go to Yahuwah and say, I'm working under the order of the vow of Yaakov. Remember your promise to him for my sake, for your name's sake. Y'all understand? If you know how to do this, you can get your life in order and walk real close with Yahuwah. Oh, man. 26. I confess my ways to you, and you answered me. Now teach me your statutes. Back on it again. But you notice he confessed. You make an error. You make a mistake. Not a sin. Back then, believe it or not, if you sin, you can go get a sacrifice for it. That's why it's way stricter now. You can't get no sacrifice for it. But what he's saying is, I got to be humble. Yahuwah, you know, I didn't really deal with that the way I would like to deal with it. I ask you work with me with that. You come to Yahuwah with humility, he going to answer you. Then when he answers you, you tell him, now teach me your statute. Teach me how to stay more in line with you, Yahuwah. He says it again. 27. Help me understand the ways of your precepts, and I will meditate on your wonderful works. Precept, he's saying the way you think of things, how you would do something, Yahuwah. Help me understand that. The more I understand how you do things, the more it helps me meditate on your wonderful works. Now, what's his wonderful works? I'm going to meditate. I'm going to think about Masha taking the staff, touching the ocean, and it dividing. So you meditate on that. I'm going to meditate on Yahuwah Mashiach going in the tomb. And what was that power that resurrected? I'm going to visualize what it looked like for him to come back to life. Meditate. Those are wonderful works. When them frogs is going all over the land, when them locusts is coming, when you understand? 28. My soul feels like it is melting away from grief. He going through some things. He ain't had no personal growth training like y'all get a chance to get, like I've had a chance to get. He figured this out on the fly. So he's going through a lot of grief. You ain't got to go through all this. He says, renew my strength according to your word. What he's doing is he's saying, when he says according to your word, he's pinning Yahuwah with the promise he's made. Shout out to Paul. What's going on, Paul? Watch this. My soul feels like it's melting away. You got that? But he says, renew my strength according to your word. 29. Keep all falsehood away from me. He's talking, he says, don't bring none of this around me, yo. Just keep it away from me. Favor me with your Torah, your laws, the way you do things. Favor me with your Torah, comma, your law. 30. I have chosen the way of trust. I don't know if y'all understand what I just said. I have chosen the way of trust. Everybody's challenged with that verse, with that first part of that verse. Have you chosen the way of trust? I'm going to trust you, Yahuwah. I can't, it's impossible for me to see everything around me. I'm going to just choose the way of trust, period. I have set your ordinances before me. Annette, he back to ordinances again. Statutes, precepts, ways, ordinances, laws, commandments. He going over and over. He going over and over. I will cling to your commandments. Back again. Oh, Yahuwah, do not let me be put to shame. Starts out with, Yahuwah, those witnesses you got, those 2 tablets, I'm clinging to them. Therefore, don't let me be put to shame. 32, wrapping up the Dalit. I will go in the way of your commandments because you have enlarged my understanding. He says, the more I focus on and live in the ways of your commandments, I get more wisdom. I'm understanding life more. Some of y'all trying to figure out life. Get all up in and meditate on those commandments. You should be able to spit them out word for word. Easy work. That's the Dalet. Now we're in the Hey, the Ah. So that Ah in Yahuwah, that's a Hey, that's a vowel. The Hey runs verses 33 through 40. Yahuwah, teach me the way of your statutes, and I will keep them to the end. Back to statutes. This is a statute forever. Appointed times is a statute. The new moon is a statute. It says it's forever. So Duiyd knows this. He goes, teach me the way of your statutes, and I will keep them to the end. 34, give me understanding, and I will keep your law. Back to law. Yes, I will observe it with my whole heart, my entire heart. Guide me on the path of your commandments. He back again. Because I delight in them. Now he's telling Yahuwah, this ain't no burden for me. Like all the Christians think that the commandments are a burden. All the organized religion, they think the commandments are a burden. Duiyd, a man after Yahuwah's own heart, he says, man, I delight in Yahuwah being the only Eluah. I delight in not having no idols. I delight in having his name be the most important. I delight in the Shabbat. Me and my family talking about this last night after Shabbat was over. Soon as Shabbat's done, we praise every single time. And we thank Yahuwah for giving us that day of rest and that time together. It's a joy. It's a joy to honor my mother and father. It's a joy not to have murder in my heart to go murder somebody. It's a joy not to commit adultery. It's a joy not to steal. It's a joy not to bear false witness. It's a joy not to covet, because Yahuwah, he provides everything that I need. Hallelujah! It's a joy. That's what Duiyd was saying. It's the bomb to rock like this with you, Yahuwah. Yeah! Do you feel it like that? Or is it a burden for you? You can't get close to Yahuwah if you don't have a joy about his commandments. 36, draw my heart towards your commandments and not to covetousness. He goes, don't let me be, I don't want to covet what somebody else has got. Keep my heart on the commandments, I won't covet. 37, turn my eyes away from worthless things. With your ways, give me more life. 38, fulfill the promise you made with your servant, which you made to honor all who honor you. You honor Yahuwah, he honors you. It is a promise. He reminded Yahuwah, Yahuwah, you said if I honor you, you'll honor me. Fulfill that promise. 39, protect me from the insults that I hate, because your teachings are good. So see, Duiyd is admitting, I don't like when people talking trash about me. Who likes that? I don't like it. All you haters, I don't like it when you talk about me, man. I don't like it. But I know haters gonna hate. So what I ask Yahuwah to do is protect me from that. So what happens is, when I ask for that protection, Yahuwah puts a whipping on those who hate me, to limit those who really want to come at you, but they go, man, every time I come at them, something go crazy wrong in my life. 40, to wrap up the hay. Look how I desire your precepts. Renew my life with your righteousness. See, when he said, look how I desire, I desire to know how you think, how you would deal with something, Yahuwah. Renew my life with your righteousness. Keep me where I just want to do everything right the way you do it right, Yahuwah. The uah, the next letter, another vowel. So that Yahu, that's that next letter. It's the uah. It rocks from 41 to 48, covers the uah. Oh, Yahuwah, let your loyal love come to me. Let your salvation come to me according to your promise. Duiyd is in the trenches, lined up. Man, this conversation with him and Yahuwah is off the hook. "42. Then I will have an answer for those who mock me, because I trust in your word." Y'all think, I don't know what to say when people say, I never worry about that, because Yahuwah always gives me an answer. And most of the time my answer is, I'm not debating you. I'm not arguing with you. Next. 43. Please do not take your true word out of my mouth, because I have waited for your instructions. Instructions. There's another we got in here now. Instructions. Word, instructions, precepts. 44. I will keep your law forever. Law's back in the picture. I thought it's done away with. 45. I will walk around freely. I do. Hallelujah. Because I have sought your precepts. Duiyd is so raw with Yahuwah. I'm so raw with Yahuwah. I'm telling y'all. I'm like, Yahuwah, I want to do everything the right way you want me to do it. Teach me how to do it. And once I feel that way and I know I'm that way and I'm waiting for the instructions which have been given to me, and I want more and more clarity, more and more for them to be expanded, I just walk around in freedom. I am never feeling guilty. You hang out with me, you're going to be like, man, Jay don't feel guilty about nothing. And he don't mess with nobody. And he don't do nothing that's buck wild that can cause him issues with Yahuwah. You're not going to see me out here acting like a fool. No, I know Yahuwah's watching me. Why? Because he's with me, because he's in me. Watch. I will also speak about your commandments in front of kings and rulers with no shame. He said, oh, if you drag me in the biggest courts, talking to the president, let me talk to Trump. Somebody will get these messages to him. I'm getting about that close to being able to do so. I'll be like, hey, you don't care what people think. You should be calling on Yahuwah. You want to get everybody tore up? Call this truth. Hey, go ahead and do an executive order to get God out of here and get Yahuwah in here. Give me that chance. Y'all going to hear me say it. 47. And I will delight myself in your commandments, which I have loved. He said, I love your commandments. 48, to wrap up the uah. I will rejoice in your commandments because I love them. I will also meditate on your statutes. Commandments, statutes, precept, meditate on all of them. I'm going to do them. I love them. What are y'all getting out of this? I want to know what the Kahal is getting out of 119. I'm in the uah. I'm about to wrap this up for this first part. I'm on the Zion, the Z. Y'all thought the Z in the alphabet, that's the last letter. It ain't the last letter in the, it's right up in here, up towards the front in the Bari. The Zion, the Z. Hey, it runs from 49 to 56. Remember your promise to your servant, which I have waited for. See? Which I have waited for. This is my comfort in my suffering. Your word will give me new life. Yahuwah, I don't care what I'm going through. I got comfort. Because sometime or another, your word, which is your promise, you coming back around here to get me. The arrogant continually laugh at me, but I have not moved away from your law. He's saying people messing with him, jabbing at him. He going, but I have not moved away from your law. Come on, Jamar. 52. Oh, Yahuwah, when I think of your ancient ordinances, I find comfort. Now Duiyd is saying, I'm thinking about how long does this go back that you're this way and you set things up. This is ancient. He goes, no, I think that you've been that consistent all this time and done things a certain way all this time. And that brings me comfort. I know I can count on you. However, I am full of anger because of the wicked, those who abandon your law. He goes, I ain't got no love for the other side. I show them love. I'm going to show you some love. But I'm telling you, you better get it right. Your statutes have been my songs whenever I have lived as a foreigner. So he's saying when I'm out in foreigns, I take your statutes and make some songs. Come on, Catherine. Catherine getting convicted over there. 55. 2 more verses in the Zion. Yahuwah, throughout the night, I remember your name. I observe your law. He said, throughout the night, I'll be thinking about Yahuwah. Man, I get up and use the bathroom. I always think about Yahuwah. Do y'all? Thank you, Yahuwah. Smile too. Man, I go pee, I'm going to smile every time. Thank you, Yahuwah. I know it's going to set things in the right motion. 56, wrapping up the Zion. This has been my practice. He goes, I practice this. This is normal for me. Because I have kept your precepts. Way you do things. I do them the same way. The hat, H-A-T, that's the H. The hat. 57 through 64. Yahuwah is my choice. I have promised to obey your word. I sought your favor with all my heart. Be compassionate to me according to your word. I considered my ways and turned my feet toward your commandments. I hurry to guard your commandments. I do not delay. Brother Daniel, he said, I haul tail to guard your commandments. I don't have to sit there and think about it, contemplate it, and see if I'm going to figure out what to do. Should I really do this? No. I hurry to do the commandments. It's off the hook. even though the ropes of the wicked have tied me up. Sherry, Melanie, y'all seen them do it to me. I have not forgotten your law. Bam! Think about that. In the middle of the night, I rise and give thanks to you because of your righteous ordinances. He's back again. Law, ordinances, commandments, precepts, over and over and over and over. And hey, they say it's a bad thing. Duiyd can't stop talking about his law, his commandments, his ordinances, his precepts, his statutes, his ways. I am a friend to all who honor you and observe your precepts. I'm a friend to those that I meet them. I'm like, man, and then you tell me, man, I just want to get closer to Yahuwah. I love doing things the way Yahuwah does things. That's my friend. Last verse in the hat, 64. Yahuwah, the world is full of your loyal love. Teach me your statutes. He goes, you know what he just said? Did y'all miss it? Duiyd just said that Yahuwah is the heir. He just basically said the world is full of your love. He's everywhere. At any time you can tap in and access Yahuwah's power in your life. Deontay said, what? If I ever want to tell someone about me and who I am, I'm going to refer this chapter from now on. That's right. Now let's get to the tot. That's the T. 65 through 72. Yahuwah, according to your word, you have treated your servant well. Teach me your good judgment and knowledge, because I believe in your commandments. He back on them again. He back on them commandments again, talking to Yahuwah about his own commandments. What is Duiyd doing talking to Yahuwah about Yahuwah's ordinances, Yahuwah's statutes, Yahuwah's laws, Yahuwah's commandments, Yahuwah's precepts? Why does Duiyd keep talking to Yahuwah about something Yahuwah already knows? It's his. He created them. Why does Duiyd keep talking about it? Because Duiyd is saying, I know, Yahuwah, this is important to you. I know this is critical to you. Therefore, I'm telling you I'm doing them and I love them. Teach me your good judgment and knowledge, because I believe in your commandments. Before I was humbled, I went astray. Now he's dealing with some stuff that we all can relate to for real, for real. Duiyd just said, before I was humbled, I went astray. However, now I observe your word. He said, Yahuwah, you don't whip my tail. He said, Yahuwah, you don't whip my tail. Before I was humbled, I went astray. However, now I observe your word. You are good, and you do good. Teach me your statutes. The arrogant have created a lie against me, but with all my heart, I keep your precepts. Even though he getting treated like trash by the people outside, he going, nope. I'm meditating on how you do things. Their heart is as thick as grease fat. Y'all know that grease fat? Fat grease? He said their heart is as thick as that grease fat. But I delight in your Torah, your law. It was good for me that I have been humbled. I feel the same way. Yahuwah humble me, y'all. Like you don't want to go through what I went through. You better get these precepts and these commandments straight. You better not talk about Yahuwah. Shannon got it, that lard. That's his thick. That heart is thick as lard. Y'all don't want to go through what I went through to learn what I've learned. It was good for me that I have been humbled. This was so I would learn your law. He taught me to learn his law, his ways, his precepts, his commandments, his statutes, because he humbled me and I accepted it. Finishing up the top, verse 72. The Torah, your law, that you have spoken means more to me than a fortune of silver and gold. He telling Yahuwah, I don't care how much money I got. I don't care how much silver, gold. I don't care how much you give me. Give me all the Bitcoin in the world, right? Hey, your Torah and your law that you have spoken and taught me, that means more to me than all this stuff. I'll take that other stuff. But don't you leave me out here hanging, Yahuwah. Come on, Paul. Now we get to the Yud. That's the Y in Yahuwah. 73 through 80. I'm almost done with the session. Your hands made and formed me. Now he goes to Yahuwah and said, I know you're the creator of me. Now this is very personal right here. That verse, that first opening of that verse is very personal because you're saying, Yahuwah, I know that you made me and you formed me. So give me understanding so that I can learn your commandments. He backed into them commandments again. But he opened it up with, you made me and you formed me. Make sure I stay in them commandments. 74. Those who honor you rejoice when they see me, because I have put my hope in your word. See, he says, anybody that honors you, they honor me because I put my hope in your word. I am all into you, Yahuwah. So if somebody don't honor me, I know they don't honor Yahuwah. That's a fact. 75. Yahuwah, I know that your judgments are righteous. Even when you humbled me, you remain faithful to me. Woo. See, a lot of times when we get that discipline, we're not thinking that the person that disciplined us is also remaining faithful to us and loving us enough to discipline us. That's what he's saying. Yahuwah, you love me enough to discipline me, and you remain faithful. You didn't leave me hanging. According to your promise that you gave your servant, let your compassion comfort me. You disciplined me. Now I'm asking for your compassion while I'm going through the discipline so I can get back up. I delight in your law. There it is again. So please show me your tender compassion and I will live. Let the arrogant and the proud be put to shame because they have wronged me with their lies. However, I will meditate on your precepts. Look at that. He ain't just staying stuck on go get him, Yahuwah. He gonna go get him, and then while you go get him, I'm gonna meditate on your precepts. I'm not gonna worry about them being taken care of. I'm not gonna worry about them getting dealt with. I'm gonna meditate on you, and it's a fact they get dealt with once I do that. It's a fact. Y'all can take it to the bank. Watch this. Let those who fear you turn to me. That's deep. Duiyd said, anybody that fears you, turn to me, Yahuwah. Why? And I will tell them about your commandments. Duiyd said, you turn to me, I'm going to tell them about your commandments. So what's Yahuwah going to do? All right, I'm going to bring more people to you if you're going to do that. I'm going to give you more favor. I'm going to give you favor in the land if you do that. Verse 80, finishing off the Duiyd. Let my heart be perfect in your statutes so that I will not be put to shame. Who will keep me in line with how you do stuff. I want to observe new moon the right way. I want to observe the 7 feasts the right way. And your statutes. That way I won't be put to shame. I'm finishing up with the kaf. That's the K. I'm finishing up with the kaf in the first session, the first part. My entire being yearns for your salvation. I will wait for your promise. My eyes are worn out looking for your word, your promise. See that? That's deep. I ask, when will you come and comfort me? I have shriveled like a wineskin in a room full of smoke. However, I do not forget your statutes. Should be teaching y'all something. Y'all want to go through it and have it be smooth. Duiyd saying, man, I'm over here pressed. Y'all felt it sometimes. Don't go talking to everybody about it. It's you and Yahuwah. Yahuwah, I'm over here pressed. Get me straight. Come on now. You promised me some stuff. I need to see it. When you coming to comfort me? Man, I feel like I shriveled up like wineskin in a room full of smoke. But I tell you what, even though I feel like this, Yahuwah, I do not forget your statutes. I'm going to rejoice in this. How long can your servant stay alive? When will you execute judgment on those who persecute me? The arrogant have dug pits for me to fall in. Those people act against your law. All of your commandments are faithful. However, people wrongfully persecute me. Please help me. They almost wiped me off the face of the earth. He tells Yahuwah, these people almost wiped me off the face of the earth. But I have not forsaken your precepts. Make me alive again with your loyal love so that I can guard your commandments you have given. The finish of the kaf. That's halfway through. Talim. Psalms 119. I stayed here. I was only going to do a quarter, but we was rocking. How y'all feel? What'd you learn? Put it in the chat. Put in the chat, what did you learn from the real? See, this is, it's from the True Scriptures translation. Could y'all put in the chat what you learned? What stuck out to you the most? What stuck out to y'all the most as we wrap up this incredible telethon? Has everybody went over to tsinfo.org and supported today? Did we give you every inch we got to get this word out? Your support gets more people to hear what we're doing. When you go to tsinfo.org, and some of you got that heart for Yahuwah deep, and you go with your first fruits, and you say, Yahuwah, I'm bringing you the best, and I'm trusting you to be able to expand me more. Some of y'all doing that. Some of you are not. And it's going to wait. Hey, you ain't going to be able to trick Yahuwah on this. He's calling you to help spread his message. It ain't going, he ain't raining manna down out of heaven right now. We got to do kingdom business, malakuta. That's the kingdom. Ananim, business. What y'all learn from this? The heart of Duiyd. Powerful message. I felt all of this. The passion that we need to have, we have for his commandments, J.J. Lott said. Brian Robertson, even if I have a little strength, do not deny Yahuwah. Obey him no matter what. Catherine said, I feel amazing. Yahuwah loves when you keep his commandments, even when you are relentless about his commandments. Yeah, that's it. Ashley said Duiyd was raw and real, but he never forgot to still give Yahuwah esteem and keep his commandments, statutes, and precepts. Elmer down in the Philippines says, I learned how important the laws, ordinances, statutes of Yahuwah are. Paul said, I all praise, learned so much. I'm woke now. Marvin said, Yahuwah is calling us to follow his teachings and instructions, his commandments and his precepts. Yahuwah's commandments, statutes, and right rulings are still in force. That's a fact. Great words, Marvin. Tay said, wow, y'all, hallelujah. I learned to surrender and trust in him no matter what we face and count it all joy. Yeah, listen. Duiyd, he went in. Are you going in? Are y'all with us or y'all not with us? We got so many people. And there's so many of you, man, y'all get it. But more need to get it. We need to be even bigger. We ain't big enough. And that bigger comes through those who know they're being called to this. I promise you, there's nobody in the world right now teaching what we're teaching. I done been shown. We done tested it. We done pressed it. I couldn't have said that a year ago. A year ago, I couldn't have said, I didn't know. I didn't know when I go live and go out there and challenge and teach the right. Yahuwah is showing me clearly what's the truth. And we went out there and pressed it. I had no idea. I'm waiting anytime somebody gonna step up and go, no. We got this real way. We know that Yahuwah is the Mashiach. Hey, wait a minute. They ain't showed up yet. We got millions of views. Millions, not hundreds, not thousands, not tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands. Millions, multiple millions of views watch these videos. And ain't nobody showed up and said, hey, I got something here that y'all missing. What most people are doing going, I got to learn. But the issue is those that are in, we got to spread it deeper. And that comes from our resources. We just got to put the resources together. And the team, y'all go to tsinfo.org. Y'all going to get benefits once you get to those package levels. And we take a portion of that and we just start spreading more and more and more and more. Crazy. We just start spreading. We're diligent with this word. Like we off the charts with it. We spread it. We are relentless. The more resources, the more we spread. So what does that mean? That's on y'all now. We can do what we do. But man, when we all pull together and the more of us is go, yeah, I get it. We got to get united. We got to stop being separatist. I'm over on this island. You on that island. This person on that island. No. Band together. You can't hate where the message came from. If it's the truth, you should be rallying. So many people got egos. And they go, man, I wish I would have thought of that. And everybody be following me. Man, we following Yahuwah. And if you had it like this, I promise you I'd have a front row seat. I'd be cheering you on to the max. I done proved it. I am tried, tested, and proven that I don't need no clap. That's why Yahuwah took me through professional sports. I done been in the stadiums, people screaming and yelling and hollering autographs and all that kind of stuff. I'm telling you, there ain't nothing like Yahuwah's fulfillment. Nothing touches it. What you gonna do with this? That's the question. What are you gonna do with this? I want every one of you, if you really, 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 really understand the assignment, I want every one of you to spread this. I want you to share it to 10 different people. Listen, you can't just come on here and get out and go, okay, I got mine. Yahuwah going to look at you and say, you took yours and you went and hid it. You were supposed to multiply it. I want every one of you to look at tsfo.org and go, have I brought my faith to the table today to spread this word? Because I see these people putting in the work that will spread this. What if, let me ask y'all a question. Straight up. Serious. What if, I'm telling y'all, every edition out there, y'all can put whatever y'all want in there, we done scrubbed them and tested them. Every edition. We ain't found, hey, unless you got this in your hands, the true scriptures, you go and pull that edition up, and we're going to ask you 3 or 4 verses, and you're going to go, I got a pagan edition in my hands. Guaranteed. You're going to have to admit, you got a pagan edition. You got an imposter inside your house. And you don't even know it until we show it to you. Go back and watch these videos from the past year where we've been exposing one after the next. No, I got this translation here. And we go, all right, read that verse. What does it say? You have to admit that you're a pagan. And you don't want to admit that, do you? No. It's crazy. I'm loving the fact that we got a choice to make a decision. And I had a thought, but I was like, no, hold on. People know what's up. The real ones, y'all know what to do with this. The real ones, y'all know. Because if we had, say 100,000 people watching this right now, how long y'all think it would take for Yahuwah to get back here? He said, until this Bashura is preached throughout all the world, the end ain't coming. What's the Bashura? It's the real word. If you got all these imposter words that have all these cracks in them, no true word has got out into the world yet. It ain't happened. No true word until the true scriptures came to the town have got into the word. Got into the world. So the people, we're just waiting on the people to get in here. And we've grown rapidly, but nowhere near like it can go. And if everybody says, look, that's it. Let's turn this thing up to another level. Let's increase exposure like crazy. Let's go crazy. Like, let's pour in. Like, let's just trust. Let's just trust in Yahuwah and see what he will do through a platform that you couldn't even give us a dime until when? About a year and a half ago? You couldn't give us a dime. Before y'all got here, we've been since 2007. People have been trying to promote the truth money for all them years. Like, no. I was taking all of our businesses and planting it back in and just building it that way. Yahuwah, he had to come and deal with me on it. He says, I want the kahal. You can't do this on your own, son. He said, the kahal, the called out ones who choose me, they are the ones. Everybody's got to ante up and kick in. The real ones. And he says, watch this. Watch it. I'm done after this. He says, you're only going to need 144 of the real ones. And they will turn this world upside down. And I will come back quickly. Once the 144 established, you're going to see. Y'all remember what I'm telling you tonight. I'm doing prophecy now, which I rarely do. Once 144 are established and identified, watch this. You're going to see all them signs and things talked about in Hazun Revelation, you're going to see it start to happen before your eyes. You can see it in your lifetime. Why would you want to die and wait to get resurrected when we can turn this thing up? We can, all of us. We can turn this thing up, fam. And we can get this word throughout the outer parts of the world. And that guarantees that Yahuwah is going to come back. Because the word will have been preached throughout the entire world. The word would have been preached throughout the entire world. That is a guarantee to get Yahuwah back here. But if we tiptoe and we keep waiting on her and him do something, you do something, we don't, 144 real ones can handle this. They can handle it. You got people like Daniel Bakote that stepped up out of nowhere. Yeah, he was like, nobody knew it. He said, I'm gonna pour my guts into it. Robert, double Roberts, Powsey, Renson. They said, look, we're going in. They don't stop. Queen, Larry, all the people that got down to the Sukkot that are still rocking with us. Ain't everybody rocking with us that was at Sukkot, by the way. Ain't everybody rocking. Yahuwah gonna sort. Y'all saw me. I took that oil out. I said, don't you take this oil. He gonna sort you. He gonna test you. We got some people in here, and I ain't got to announce all the names. It's impossible for me to remember everybody that's like crazy loving Yahuwah with all they got, and they give as much as they can, and they spread as much as they can, and they show up as much as they can. They go nuts on promoting. You got people like Elmer. Man, y'all ought to see the work that Elmer's doing in the background. Part of our Philippines team. And what they're doing. All those videos they capturing. Him and Neerab. Over there in Bangladesh. What? We got people everywhere that going in. And they pour their hearts because they want to get Yahuwah back here. You can't, the scriptures, either they're true or not. He says he ain't coming back until the Bashura is preached throughout the entire world. Fam, them King James, all them other derivatives, they are imposters on the real word. We figured out the real word and we can get it out there. But we got to pull together. That's why we do these telethons. We got to get in here tight and people got to say, look, it's time to ante up and kick in. And we got to go to another level. We've been going good, but good is the enemy of great. We're going good, but good is the enemy of great. Yahuwah requires greatness. Anyway, that was just something I felt I needed to share. I'm going to do the second part of this, maybe Saturday or Sunday. I don't know when. I got to check with my wife. I have a wife and a child. Shout out to them. Because we've had that deep conversation that Yahuwah's called me for this. And it's intense. If I stop and think about it, the sacrifice those two got to make. If I got to stop and think about what they go in that sacrifice, and I watch them count it as joy. I watch them. I watch my wife and my son. They ante up and kick in for Yahuwah. This thing is real, man. And Yahuwah doing this thing. And shout out to my wife and my son, because I know how Masha felt. And shout out to his wife and his kids, Masha, when they had to just hold on and let Yahuwah do his work. Whew. I love y'all, the real ones. I love the real ones. I'm going to keep pressing for the real ones, the real ones. Y'all know who you are. Let's keep pressing up in the name of Yahuwah with all we got.